John Lennon, Mark David Chapman, and Sean Straub were all at the Dakota December 8, 1980 as partners. Each of them took an extreme punishment. Mark Chapman took a life sentence. Sean Straub took HIV willingly and deliberately. And John Lennon took disappearance from fame and fortune when he pulled a master crime as a Houdini. Daniel Boorstin has a book called Hidden History. He's admired by John Schulman's partner, Louis Lapham of Lapham's Quarterly, whose article about John Lennon long ago was called The White Rabbit because he knew full well the Alice in Wonderland that was in the works. The most important element of hidden history is Foucault, who met with the Ayatollah Khomeini as a missionary for the elite of Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan to arrange the hostage-taking for 444 days, which was a symbol of a metaphor for a metaphor for a metaphor, as well as being an ancient Judaic symbol. The metaphor of abortion, Auschwitz, and AIDS were all wrapped up in that gore. The Ayatollah Khomeini met with Foucault because he knew what Reagan was planning, just as Mikhail Gorbachev knew what Reagan was planning. Bush and Gorbachev swapped pens. All three, Sean Straub, John Lennon, and Mark David Chapman, were promoting Gail Burstyn. That's obvious, an agent for Queen Elizabeth. She appears on the cover in Agency of God Save the Queen by Robert Fripp, the hideous dacoit of Ouspensky and Gurdjieff, magicians who knew Stalin, D'Annunzio, Diaghilev, Mussolini, D.W. Griffith, and Houdini. Houdini was a friend of Theodore Roosevelt. These dacoits put together a Hollywood idea of using our media as a projection tower to allow Clint Eastwood to frame a false reality that we are all told we must believe, we must swear allegiance to, we must adhere to. Behind the scenes is the invisible arm of Blythe Sanders playing God as Sinfield sneers the puppets dance. The fourth dimensional crowd had in mind an idea of God operating as leapfrog oligarchs, some of them visible like Elon Musk, some of them invisible, but all the same very important like John Lennon, who went by such names as the Walrus, Casper, Lazarus. Blythe Sanders means blaze from the ashes, so we also know them as the Phoenix. These manipulators of fascism in the Axis crowed that because Flip made a case that virginity proves rape, I am therefore an agent of Adolf Hitler. That's a magic trick, isn't it? It's a very sinister magic trick. It's a sinister magic trick promoting Gail Burstyn. Fripp, John Lennon, Mark David Chapman, Sean Straub were all willing to take extreme penalties promoting Gail Burstyn. It's like an alien agenda. It's so weird. But they began hatching it in a counterfeiting station called Fayum after the First World War, when Disney was a friend of Sergei Eisenstein. And the long road from Disney and Eisenstein to Putin and Trumpy-Toon goes by way of the Axis Hollywood system that divided Poland 50-50. What better way for owner to gloat than to go into a seedy little pest hole like the city of Pittsburgh, and hire a Polish person to slaughter a symbol of American dignity so that they can bring back the 50-50 slapping five at the Andropov Bush barbershop that they had in the non-aggression treaty days over Poland. Why not get a Polish person from Pittsburgh to masterpiece Hitler's Revenge for Yoko Ono? The mind of the rabbit at work functions exactly that way. It calls itself a genius.